Professor, I had 6 more seconds. Oh, Professor, you got emotional and you couldn't speak?
No, I saw the red light and I was shocked that I had finished 3 minutes because, Mr. Speaker, unless we come out as a Senate to actually define the norms, and even if we have to go to our own standing orders, we need to deal with that because the protection of our House that is dealing with impeachment must be assured. If they are not assured, then they have nowhere. They will be hiding from each other and we will not be able to.
Now, lastly, the Senator for Isiolo County. As is our tradition, the host senator normally gets more time, and therefore, Honorable Senator, I'll give you 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity and again agreeing to give me more minutes. Mr. Speaker, I have been sitting in this house for the last 13 years. What I've seen today has never happened in the history of this year. Now, the matters of procedure, this is not a court of law. Mr. Speaker, killing a motion at the PO level is disastrous. Because people stand here and say, oh, we didn't see this, or the assembly didn't see it, or what. I wish the people who are negatively talking about the assembly, they should have known what they have gone through. Some of them, they have almost lost their lives in the circumstance. Mr. Speaker, there are people who are saying the sitting didn't take place here. The circumstance under which the assembly sat was actually very difficult because they were almost losing their lives. Mr. Speaker, before this motion, this house was crying for the blood of Governor for Isiolo. Before this motion, we know each other, and I know what transpired even 30 minutes ago. And I think it's good the public know what happened and Isiolo people know what happened. Mr. Speaker, Uhuru is taking over this house. And I must say this. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
you cannot impute improper motive on your colleagues. If you want to proceed in that manner, you know what to do. Substantive motions.
Mr. Speaker, let me proceed, and I will leave it at that. Isiolo is bleeding today. Isiolo is not safe today. The assembly is not safe after today. I am not safe after today. Isiolo people will not be safe after today. And I can see the people who actually normally fight me in the social media, they are all here watching. Already, tonight, you will see that chaos that will happen in Isiolo County. If only this house should have looked at the proceeding to the end, then you can be able to understand the veracity of this particular impeachment. But as it is today, Mr. Speaker, I don't think Assembly will have guts to bring in a motion to this house. Not only Isiolo, the whole country. Mr. Speaker, even the governors themselves, We stand here always criticizing the counties. We stand here talking about oversight. The oversight is killed today by the same house, Mr. Speaker. If the direction you are going to take is to kill the PO, Mr. Speaker, and I must be on record for this. Mr. Speaker, we have two speakers, apparently, where two members of assembly have elected a speaker. The so-called clerk forged documents for election of the assembly members. Government printer, a very sensitive department of this country, the heart of this country, gazetted a speaker who was elected by two members of assembly. Where are we heading as a country? There was a commander of AP who was brought here to produce an evidence in favor of the governor. Does he sit in the house? What is his role? Security, as far as that proceeding was concerned, was actually compromised. Mr. Speaker, today you report a matter in Isiolo to DCI, to police commander, nobody is taking action. Mr. Speaker, there is a young man who was beaten 2 days ago, fighting for his life in ICU, just simply because he's a blogger. Mr. Speaker, in this impeachment, there are people who have actually been injured and maimed. Somebody is standing here and saying, go and bring another motion. Mr. Speaker, let me say here that the Senate, if they are going to take the direction of killing the PO, you have thrown Isiolo to the dogs, you have thrown the assembly to the dogs, and if anything happens tomorrow, this house will be blamed. And I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, I do not have any name on my dashboard of any senator indicating to speak or contribute to this motion, and therefore I will call upon the mover to reply. Senator for Isiolo, what is your intervention? Certainly it cannot be a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I will say on the floor of this house, I need protection. The assembly requires protection from the security agencies. I thank you.
You may proceed to reply.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate colleagues who have taken time to speak to this motion and the things that they have said, some of which I agree with, and as is the case with democracy, quite a number that I don't agree with, Mr. Speaker, and I have said it, including the point of order that I raised, that many of the things that members are alleging do not exist, actually do exist in the bundle and the volume of documents. I could excuse them, Mr. Speaker, perhaps because we didn't get to the substance of the matter before us, that perhaps many of them did not take time to read. But those things you're asking about, members, to ascertain in your minds whether the assembly sat there before your eyes, barely 10, 20, 30 centimeters from where you're seated, Mr. Speaker. Be that as it may, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate that there has been a protracted debate before us since morning, with both councils for the assembly and those of the governor, are trading accusations against the other on whether a sitting actually happened. You know, members, we live in Kenya. Don't be like this elitist in Nairobi who talk about Kenya from a perspective of an urban center. Mr. Speaker, how many times do we go to far-flung counties, including the very last one we went to in Turkana? Do you know part of the things the county assembly asked us to donate to them? Even Hansard recordings alone. We did that in Turkana when we last went to Turkana. So we must also appreciate that our county assemblies need our support a big time, both in terms of technical support and even materially. Some of these counties, Mr. Speaker, are so small that if you want to judge them with the standard of a county like Nairobi or here in the Senate, we will be aloof, Mr. Speaker. If you expect that they have CCTVs, they have cameras, Mr. Speaker, you are asking too much of a county that in 2016, I was part and parcel of the budget committee, Mr. Speaker, that looked at the state of county like Isiolo and Nyandarua, Mr. Speaker, and accepted that despite the fact that we have 47 counties, there are 5 counties that there was no way, without being granted a conditional grant, was going to have a county headquarters. In fact, in this year's DORA, Mr. Speaker, is when we've given them the last contribution. That is why, and Council for, I think, the Assembly, did not do a good job at expounding to you members to understand that actually the governor and the county assembly share an office. That is how bad that situation is in that particular county. As we speak today, what you saw in that video is what these people are returning back to. Should this PO be upheld, Mr. Speaker? A place that has completely been broken, there is no order, there are 2 clerks, there are 2 speakers. Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that we can find a way of resolving this particular conflict. I listen to those who say that procedure is as important as a product. But also the product, Mr. Speaker, must be informed by the process. If at the time of voting, there were guns that were blazing outside and stones being thrown into the assembly, Mr. Speaker, as the assembly is saying, how good a record can you keep? There must be an issue beyond procedure that we need to look at, Mr. Speaker. I listen to colleagues here who have said that take some of these matters that are beyond just the governor and the county assembly to the committee on devolution. But what is the record, Mr. Speaker, on us as a house resolving that matters? As we speak today, I think I saw a flash news yesterday that Nyamira has again, I think, erupted the county assembly. Remember the matter that we had here before us? I think 8 or 10 MCAs were expelled yesterday, meaning we have never been able to resolve these issues. Our colleagues that serve in devolution committee, I want them to request of them, Mr. Speaker, that they treat these matters with the urgency that they deserve. I have served in devolution committee before, Mr. Speaker. This is one of the premier committees of this house. A committee that on their own volition, anytime you notice a matter of this magnitude in a county, even before an impeachment motion is brought, Mr. Speaker, we used to visit. So Senator Abbas and the team that serves with you in devolution committee, I want to request, the same way that you have committed and have said that there are many, many issues that you think needs to be resolved. For example, Senator Fatuma, our colleague, has raised a very important question. When you tell the assembly to go back and follow the right procedure, under which speaker now? First of all, where will they meet? Mr. Speaker, there are very serious issues. I want to request Senator Abbas. I have known Senator Boni Halwale to be a very decent man, Mr. Speaker. I don't know what has happened to him today. How can he heckle his leader while he's speaking? I would have said something else that Senator Moses Wetangula once said, but I don't want to say it. Mr. Speaker, no. I refuse the incitement of the man from Nyandarua. You know, these are political issues and people change their persuasions. You know, Mr. Speaker, I for example, had my good friend, the senator for Muranga, say that once you make a vote, there should be a process through which you can unmake it. And people change their minds. That is allowed. I know, for example, that there is no senator that pushed me and kept on telling me that you need to bring the impeachment motion against the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua more than Senator Nyutu. But at the time the motion came to the floor, he had changed his mind. So these things happen, Mr. Speaker. So there is no problem. People change their minds.
Majority Leader, take your seat. Majority Leader.
Yes, sir.
There is a point of order directed at you.
Mr. Speaker, the Majority Leader is a respectable person, having been elected to this House for 3 times. For him to say that I pushed him to move the motion of impeachment against the second Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, Mr. Speaker, there cannot be a worse liar than the Majority Leader. Mr. Speaker, I have always made my stand known. This is my right of reply. This is my right of reply.
Order, honorable senators. Now, Senator Nyutu. Senator Nyutu, I gave you the opportunity to raise your point of order. First, you need to state under what standing order you are raising your point of order.
105, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, every senator here, as per that particular standing order, Mr. Speaker, 105, Mr. Speaker, it provides that a senator shall be responsible for the accuracy of any fact that the senator alleges to be true and may be required to substantiate any such facts instantly. Mr. Speaker, following that particular standing order, then, Mr. Speaker, the Majority Leader should go ahead and substantiate and provide evidence that I pushed him. And Mr. Speaker, I cannot push the Majority Leader to push any motion. I am only a first-term senator. These are senators, and if I was going to be that powerful, Mr. Speaker, that I can push the Majority Leader to move a particular motion, Mr. Speaker, then, in fact now, if I had that power, I would be pushing him to initiate a motion to impeach the president, Mr. Speaker. That is what I would push him really hard to do. But of course, I know he cannot do that. So, Mr. Speaker, let the Majority Leader withdraw and apologize to me and to this House for soiling my name. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the people of Muranga who brought me to this particular House and who respect me.
Honorable senators, order. Now, Majority Leader, you have made a certain allegation to the extent or to the effect that the senator for Muranga, Senator Nyutu, pushed you into filing a motion of impeachment against the Deputy President, an assertion that has been disputed vehemently by the senator for Muranga. Could you please proceed to substantiate that allegation? And if you're unable,
Mr. Speaker,
to withdraw.
Mr. Speaker, okay. Mr. Speaker, how can you allege something against yourself? Because I said that he pushed me on so many occasions saying, bring this damn motion. Mr. Speaker, for example, you know, Mr. Speaker, can I be protected?
Order, honorable senators, order. Allow the Majority Leader to substantiate.
Yes. On the day the former Deputy President went to Meru and said there is a senator who is quote unquote talking mad or in Swahili anaongea matope, in referring to the senator for Muranga. Senator Nyutu came fuming into the house and told me, have you heard what that man has said? Can you bring the motion to impeach me? And on so many other occasions, he talked to me, Mr. Speaker. So if he talked to me, Mr. Speaker, who do I need to convince? Yet I'm talking about myself, the things he told me.
Now, honorable senators, we have some serious matters to handle. Order, honorable senators. Order. Order, honorable senators. Order, order. Now, order, honorable senators. A conversation that took place between two people, it is a word of the majority leader against the word of the senator for Muranga. And certainly, honorable senators, it is up to you to judge. The majority leader has clearly indicated that this was a conversation between me and the senator for Muranga. So, honorable senators, let that matter lie. Conclude your moving of the motion. Proceed to conclude your moving of the motion.
So thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, like I have said, Mr. Speaker, people will have the opportunity to determine this matter whichever way they want. But there are very serious issues that the people of Isiolo are inviting us to arbitrate amongst them. Mr. Speaker, it will be unfortunate if this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, or this evening, we were to sit down and tell the people of Isiolo that for all the things that you are alleging and that you have brought before us, Mr. Speaker, because we are not satisfied whether you sat or you didn't sit, Mr. Speaker, those matters don't matter to us anymore. I want to plead with you, dear colleagues, that see the pain of Senator Fatuba Dulo. There are certain things she said which personally maybe I am not privy to, and I would have wished that she never said so. But see beyond the words. See the pain of the people of Isiolo through Senator Fatuma Dulo. Mr. Speaker, I don't intend to take long because I believe I have been in this house long enough to know when you have said enough. I can see from the body posture of Professor Ojenda, Mr. Speaker, that he's telling me, can you conclude, Mr. Majority Leader? Mr. Speaker, reading the mood of the House, there are many things I would have wished to say, Mr. Speaker. But given that you have reached a point where sometimes as a man, even if you are wooing a woman, Mr. Speaker, you have said everything that you need to say, then you surrender to the fate of humanity and say, you have heard what I have said. Mr. Speaker, I want to believe, even if it is fair, I have said to these people, Mr. Speaker, if they choose to eat the fair, Mr. Speaker, I cannot be blamed anymore, Mr. Speaker. I have said everything that I need to say. Therefore, with those many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to reply, Mr. Speaker, and I hope that in all that we do, we will find a solution for the people of Isiolo. Thank you, and God bless the Senate.
Now, honorable senators, I will direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to ring the division bell for 5 minutes.
The division bell is on for 5 minutes as directed by the Speaker this evening, upon which at the lapse of the 5 minutes, the House will proceed to vote on the first motion, the motion in question being the preliminary issue on whether the County Assembly of Isiolo held sittings on the 18th day of June and the 26th day of June 2025 on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Honorable Governor for Isiolo, Honorable Abdi Ibrahim, his son. This being a motion by the leader of the majority party has taken about 3 hours, according to the standing orders of the House, on the time upon which a motion is to be dispensed with. The time allocated for debate is usually 3 hours. The debate on this motion began at about few minutes past 5. The 3 hours allocation has come to an end, and upon that climax of debate, the House moves to vote on this motion. During the debate on this motion, senators have raised concerns on a number of issues, with the matter in question being the holding of the